Hi everyone, welcome to Xraised, where knowledge meets inspiration in the intricate dance of industry evolution. I'm your host Miles, and today we're going to dive into the world of smart, scalable, and human-centered software development. Now, some businesses treat software development like a factory line. Build it, ship it, and hope for the best. But today's guest built a company that does things differently. He saw how many brilliant startups never made it past the idea stage and decided to change that story. Starting back in 2017, with just a small team and a rented room, he grew Seedium into a trusted global development partner that's helped businesses across the EU, the US, the Middle East, Australia, and New Zealand bring their digital products to life. With more than 200 projects delivered, a 90% client retention rate, and expertise in everything from full stack and UI, UX to AI and DevOps, his team has become known for treating every project as if it were their own and making sure it actually aligns with a client's long term vision, not just short term deadlines. Stay with us as we have this conversation with the founder and CEO of Seedium, Mykhailo Kopyl. Hi, Mykhailo.
Hello, and thank you for such amazing introduction. Thank you for having me. It's a big pleasure for me.
The pleasure is all ours, Michaela. Today, we're going to unpack the story behind Cedium, the philosophy that drives it, and the lessons you've learned helping startups and SMBs as well turn ideas into scalable, successful products. So, let's start from the beginning, Michaela. What first inspired you to create Cedium, and how did those early MVP projects grow into this global software development partner you're leading today?
It's a great question. So for answering this, I need to make a step back for before starting the studio.
Sure.
I had experience of being startup founder by myself. I had a team of more than 10 people. We have made a huge platform for Ukrainian market, and it was really huge project for several years. So I've in that startup I was like project manager, QA, and many other roles. So typical startup founder.
Mhm.
After that, I was working in big media company for Thomson Reuters, and
Oh,
actually I was one of the first employee in the new department of Thomson Reuters, which invested in startups. So it was completely new for Thomson Reuters, and I was dealing with selecting startups, with negotiating with startups, evaluating startups, and basically for through me it was going many startup founders and many for startup companies. And I saw many mistakes. I saw many patterns that was repeating again and again. And after quitting my work in Thomson Reuters, I decided that actually I am able to contribute to startup world and increase success rate of startup. So our initial goal was to increase success rate of startup. But by success, we define that for startup is launched on the market, it's not going under the table. So and it started to generate some cash flow. So it not necessarily should be unicorn.
yeah.
So in our definitions of successful startup, it's at least started to generate the cash flow. And so when I started Seedium, I was lucky enough to meet genius guys, genius technical guys, Kostya, Vova, and later on for some other guys, Taras, Vadim, Igor, and many others. There are a lot of guys for whom I would like to say my respect, and altogether we built really something special. So we created for companies that helped startups and still helping startups. And for when we measure success rate of startups with whom we were dealing, it was nearly 80%. And as far as you know, the for success rate for in startup world is like nearly 5%. So it was huge difference against the market benchmarks, and for that we achieved because we really care about what we were doing, and we really put a lot of efforts, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and many other things. So yeah, that's how it started. And basically, from the beginning, we were focusing on dealing with startups. Even the name Seedium was going through the seed, and it's because of seed round startups. Uh, no, frankly speaking, nowadays it doesn't work like this because we're working with all the round startups. We're in our portfolio is round A, round B startups. So we're dealing with small and medium companies for
Mhm.
SMB market, but initial name was focusing on dealing especially with startups.
Where it begins. Yes, what a
Yeah.
fascinating story, Mikhailo. Thank you for sharing that. I love how you give credit and how you're bringing along your team as a big part of your journey. And honestly, I think every founder watching right now can relate to that. Where do I even start feeling? The fact that you turned that challenge into a company, Cedium, that helps others cross that very hurdle is, I would say, both practical and pretty inspiring. And from those first builds, Mikhailo, to now supporting businesses across continents, what do you think has been the key behind Cedium's ability to form such long lasting partnerships with over 90% of your clients?
Well, I would define highlight from two aspects. First aspect is we took extra effort in all the projects we were participating in. We were trying to be not only like a vendor, we were trying to be a reliable partner. So we took all the projects like it's our projects. We've choose technical solutions that we would choose for ourselves. We would suggest types of architecture that we would like to see in our own products. We would suggest feature set and the way of implementation of this feature that we would like to see in our own products. So I would define the first aspect is we took the every product for every project that we participated as our own. And actually, I believe that we're still keep doing this kind of approach. We're still really selected about the projects we're working with. We're not working with kind of sensitive markets like porn or for some gambling stuff. We would like to believe that the project that we're helping to build, that we are contributing, is improving,
Yes.
making better the world. And basically, it's one of our philosophy of our company. Yeah, so it's basically the short answer to your
Yeah.
question.
Well, such a humble way to put those together, Mikhailo, doing the extra mile for your projects. I mean, it's not like it's not easy money. I mean, everything has to be done with hard work and of course, not just tech, but trust. And in business, that's sometimes harder to build than the actual product itself. And it makes sense why so many clients stick with you for the long haul. And that trust seems to come from the way you work, Mikhailo. How does your team approach software development differently to make clients feel like you're truly an extension of their business, not just a vendor?
It's true for with many clients where we became real friends. So we're visiting them in their
Yeah.
own countries. They're visiting us from time to time. For before the COVID, when we had physical office. Some clients came to us and
Mhm.
worked with, for in our offices, speak with developers, for
Mhm.
engineers who are working on their products. Um, it's kind of philosophy of full transparency and
Mhm.
building for reliable, trustful, long-term relationship with our clients.
Yeah, being on site.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's huge. I think every entrepreneur knows the difference between someone who's just, checking the boxes and someone who's actually invested in the outcome for their clients. And it sounds like you've made that a core part of Cedium's DNA. But against the backdrop of rapid AI development, some wonder if software companies might get replaced by machines. And I'm sure you know more than anyone else. So, from your perspective, Mykhailo, does AI actually threatens or empower the kind of work Cedium does?
It's a great question, and it's really question. I would say that everyone is speaking about it nowadays.
Yeah.
I would say nobody can future. They have really different opinions about that. But my opinion is that what I can see right now, I can speak what I can see right now, that
Yeah.
AI, it's not a threat for the software development companies, but it's really like a friend, supporter for
Mm-hmm.
us. First of all, we can see that, like, for example, for its recent case of we built a backend part of the project. It's kind of huge project that had legacy code that was not for around 10 years in a
Uh-huh.
row. And we rebuilt this backend of this project for 3 months.
Wow.
It's impressive. For us, it's impressive because before
Uh-huh.
AI, we would probably spend like more than 1 year at least to build something similar. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, we can build backend part for 3 months. And for
Yeah.
us, it's something impressive that really helps in our work, really put effectiveness of on
Mm-hmm.
another level. And yeah, I can see that nowadays we can handle more projects
Yeah.
more effectively.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first thing. Second thing, AI brings for startup founders unique opportunity that never been before to create as many products, as many prototypes as even possible. For only imagination is nowadays a limit for the startup founders.
Yeah.
And with vibe coding, even without like technical skills, people can create many products, and many of them will already found product market fit. But another side of such products that they're not scalable enough, and for us, it's another opportunity, another new niche when we came to from such vibe coding products, and
Yeah.
we made them scalable. And there are a lot of such products. So I would say that finalizing my point, that nowadays it's a unique opportunity for software development companies, and we shouldn't be threatened of the new technology, but
Yeah.
instead we should use it actively.
Adapt.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Mhm. That's such a balanced way to look at it, Mikhailo. Not man versus machine, but man plus machine. And I think most businesses would breathe easier hearing that AI can accelerate or expedite the progress. But not, replace the real human thinking and strategizing behind it. And I'm sure you've now seen hundreds of startups and SMBs navigate their product journeys. From your experience, what's the biggest mistake founders make when approaching tech development, and how do you help them course correct?
Well, each story is unique. And each startups, in most of the cases, reflect from startup founders from strengths and like for other sides.
Yeah.
And I would say common mistake is to trying to build ideal product from the scratch.
Uh-huh.
My advice to all startups founders, it's cliche that for like it's from every for newspapers, from every book, but it's 100% true. Don't try to build huge product that is
Yeah.
ideal. For focus on building something small, proof of concept, MVP, you name it, and for try to launch it as soon as possible. Be ready to pivot for this product in the way that your clients will request. Don't spend too much on building something that is only in your head. Try to build something small. Save funds for marketing. Save funds for pivoting the product, and yeah, and only in this way you will be successful. It's
Yeah.
for probably it my main advice.
Hmm. Perfect. Makes
Um,
sense.
and actually, one more small advice.
Hmm.
It's less important, but as a founder of a tech company, software company, I can see that for time to time, startup founders don't share the business vision
Uh-huh.
with their team. And so sometimes it's a big disadvantage because the team is less motivated, the team less aware about where the company is going,
Heading.
the team like in the shadow
Yeah.
when startup founder for shares long-term vision
Mhm.
about the feature set, about the markets, about their goals, technical team can adapt this vision into reality, can put it into architecture, and it will save funds easily. So my second advice is share business vision with your technical team.
Perfect. It's like trying to build a structure before testing if the foundation even holds. And I think a lot of founders just need to hear that simple truth, Mykhailo. Start with something small, as you've said, and feasible, and let it
Yeah,
grow with your users.
yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah.
100% true.
Yeah. So for businesses that are past the launch phase and now struggling to scale or with scale, what's your advice aside from those two? And how does Cedium step in to make that growth smoother and sustainable?
Well, again, it depends on the startup phase. If a
Mhm.
startup founder doesn't have anything of just idea, Cerium can facilitate with choosing the tools, with choosing the architecture, with guiding how it's better to build. For even if the startup founder is expecting to use vibe coding, we can guide through this process. If a startup founder has already like vibe coded application and it found product market fit and needs scalability, we can make audit of this application and just whether it needs to be rebuilt, whether it needs to be like small adjustments to make it scalable, but we can definitely handle scalability issue.
Mhm.
And the third aspect, if the business is already successful, big, and you need just engineering resources, we definitely can help you with it as well. So, like in each phase of startup of business, we can help in different way. But yeah,
Yeah. So each step you could guide them.
yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
And I like how you frame scaling, Michaela, as being even harder than launching itself. Having the right partner who sees both the big picture and the next immediate step seems invaluable. And of course, after that, I mean, it doesn't stop there. You keep them thirsty. So, Mykhailo, thank you so much for sharing your journey and insights with us. It's been a real pleasure diving into Seedium's story, which is proof that with the right approach, startups don't have to become another statistic and SMBs can scale with confidence.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was a big pleasure.
Thank you. For anyone who's thinking about launching a product or maybe struggling with how to scale it, Mykhailo and his team at Seedium are definitely worth a call. So head over to Seedium.io or find them on LinkedIn. We're dropping the links below for you guys. So thank you for tuning in and for keeping our show alive and buzzing with conversations like this. I hope you guys go check out more of our episodes after this. And this has been your host, Miles. Stay focused and inspired with Xraised.